It's not recording. Okay, there we go. Yeah, yo, you got your window down? I can hear the road too.
Hold on a second. Oh no! Doggone it! Yo, there's a truck. There's a semi. I stopped on the side of the road, so I had to slow down so I didn't hit him. Yo, I don't think my window's open.
Oh no, I can hear them. But maybe that will be entertaining for our couple of listeners. I don't know. It's not like we haven't had other things like the laundry going off in the background. Space Invaders.
Yeah, remember that one meme with that guy like broke in and broke. Yo, I keep showing that to Maddie. She's like, stop showing me that.
Let me start us off. Yo, welcome to the next episode of the TK Podcast. We are back to the beat. Yo, we had to come back for Switch 2, baby. We couldn't let y'all 5 listeners down. And of course, I'm here joined with the one and only, my boy, Robert number Trey 15.
Hey, what it do? All I gotta say, it is called Black Magic. It is called Black Magic. Yo, we were listening to that song in the car. That bitch is catchy. Are you listening? Because I need a new song. Is it JR? And he's playing the Zealand blade.
Yep. Welcome to the TK Podcast, aka the Middle Aged Men Podcast.
Yo, that's wild, bro. We started off as young men, bro. What is happening? Yo, we'd almost have to do a 10-year reunion or a 10-year episode of like, bro, we were like talking about the Wii U arriving.
Yeah, we started in. You want me to look at it real quick and see when we started?
Bro, I don't know if we necessarily started for the Wii U, but definitely for like Smash Wii U.
Yeah, we were doing Miiverse. Remember when Sakura was jumping the Miiverse photos one by one? The Smash Bros. Yeah, that was the most single molecule drip feed that has ever dripped, man.
Yo, did he ever announce any new characters in that way? Or was it all?
I don't remember. All I remember for some reason is the Donkey Kong punch that was a tornado.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that gimmick.
Yeah. That was like yeah, we started it 10 years ago. First episode.
Yo, that is wild.
This episode says it was 2014 actually, so it was more than 10 years ago.
Yo, that is wild.
2014, June 3rd, 2014. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So, we want to start off with the heavy hitters or the Switch 2, or we want to just... I think we should just go Switch 2, because that'll take a while.
Let's do it.
Stuff. All right. Yeah, they're dropping a big, huge first ever look at the games of Switch 2 next week, April 2nd. I think it's like 40 minutes long, full length. What we think they're showing, man?
Yo, they said 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Bro. Yo, if it's 40 minutes, I'm like, yo, this is what I'm going to say what I wish would happen, and then what I think would happen, which is not too far off. I wish they would, Nintendo's never going to talk about specs. Like, they're just not going to do that. But I wish that they would just show us some of the new stuff, be like, hey, this is a mouse. This is how it works in this game. So not just, remember the Wii U had the TV function, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But like, then DirecTV and Netflix and all them started doing it anyway, so it phased it out. But I hope that the mouse function is not like some gimmick that only ever works for like one game.
Bro, but like shooters,
Yeah.
they always play on PC, so it could be for shooters. Like all shooting games would,
I mean, it
that would
could
probably
be.
be the default.
But I've seen people say, like, of course, it would work great for Fire Emblem. It'd work
Oh
great
yeah,
for. It'd work great for like Mario Maker.
or games like Civilization or something like that.
Yeah, or they put Sims on there.
Yeah,
Nah,
Sims.
we're boycotting the Sims 4. Like, they need to make a new one, but that's ridiculous.
We're boycotting it.
Yo, they're boycotting, bro. That game has been out longer than the Wii U, bro. They need to stop.
All right.
But
so okay, let me just drop it. Let's do like a back and forth. You give me a prediction for a game they're showing, and I'll give you one. First, let's get Mario Kart out of the way. We already know Mario Kart.
Bro, yeah, Mario Kart. I think a lot of it will be spent on Mario Kart because that's the game that for sure is launching day one.
Yeah. Bro, they really, they wanted to be, because what did they drop originally with Switch?
No, it was just Breath of the Wild. It was like Breath of the Wild, Bomberman,
and 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, there might have been some other game,
but it was not much. And if they wanted to, they could do the same thing with Mario Kart because that would sell by itself.
Yeah, but I think that they're just more prepared now. And because then they have like Zombie U. Oh no, that was a Wii U. But I think no one had faith in it, so they were like, nah.
And they said your Nintendo Online retro game library is carrying over, so.
Yeah.
And all your Switch games are carrying over, so you have all that.
Yeah, but I just think that this time. Okay, yeah, we said Mario Kart 8, but I think a game I don't know if you've been following this, because everyone's saying it's gonna drop May 15th or whatever.
Okay.
Because they're saying that's the same day that Mario Kart Lego is dropping.
Uh-huh.
They said that Lego only drops on Saturdays and Sundays or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then that random day, Lego randomly picked to drop on a Thursday, which is the day they said
Thursday.
They said which is the day that Nintendo's been dropping. And then they said that the new Doom is dropping.
Yo, who's on that detective work, man?
Yo, as Nintendo fans, bro. They said that Doom is dropping. And they said Bethesda only drops on a certain day. But they said just randomly Bethesda decided to drop on May, that day of May. And then they said, okay, remember they showed us the days that they're gonna do the worldwide thing where they show us,
right,
where people can play it,
right.
Well, one of those, okay, everyone's like, oh, so it's not gonna drop. May 15th. They're like, oh, it's not gonna drop until after the last day of that final. But they showed that the Switch dropped before, it was a year until Korea got it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they showed that with all those days, there's a 2-week gap where there's just nothing. They're not doing it. And one of those days that falls in there is May 15th. And then they said that Donkey Kong, the theme park opens a week after. So they're saying you wouldn't drop Donkey Kong on the same day as the Switch 2. So chances are, if you're riding high on that wave, you want to do it at least a week after. And so far, the sleuths have said, May 15th seems like the likely date, because also they said when the Switch was officially revealed, it was 6 weeks later that they released it. And they said that 6 weeks later from when they show it on April whatever would be May 15th. So, it's not for certain.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff pointing to it could possibly be that day.
That's crazy. Yo, you camping out? You sticking out? Or are you just getting it the next day?
Yo, bro, I'm probably I'm probably camping out, man. I'm probably camping out.
Been waiting. We've been waiting for a while, man.
Yeah, it's I just want to go on there. Because that's the thing is that Mario Kart is not my favorite series of all time. Like,
Yeah.
you know. But when it's new, you just want to be able to like, because like, I'm so sick. Like,
Right.
okay, even playing the new courses of Mario Kart 8, like I just am sick of that game. Like, bro, I'm sick of it. Like, if you like
Yeah.
you just said, we've been talking about the Switch for so long, bro.
Yeah.
We've been playing this game for over 10 years. Like, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
So, like, there's nothing from Mario Kart 8 you could show me that would, they added Diddy Kong like 10 years later, and I love Diddy Kong, but I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like,
Bro, and like I know you got the PS5 and all that, but it's like, yo, new PlayStation, new Xbox, like okay, it's better graphics and run speed, whatever. But yo, when Nintendo is different, Nintendo hits different, bro. Nintendo hits different because the new Nintendo game comes out, or new Nintendo console comes out. It's like you want to see what they dreamed up with the new, console. Like there's always some new gimmick that makes it like a different experience, and you just want to try it out, man.
that's the only fear that we have right now is Nintendo going to play it safe? Or are they going to, like, bro, because
The
with
mouse thing
Nintendo,
to me shows me they're already doing something pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah, like, we think so, but, like, like, okay, like, bro, because the 3DS was pretty safe compared to the DS. And then, and, like, the Wii U, like, although it was ambitious, like, it was, like, bro, it was literally not done. It was, they were trying to be the Wii, but, like, not trying to, like, bro, it was, so I don't know. It's like, bro, like, we need them to go full Nintendo, man.
Okay, but Wii U was full Nintendo. It was just a miss in some ways.
bro, it was like full Nintendo, yes, but in some ways it just wasn't, man. Like,
it's like Miiverse. We definitely
like
still
all
love
that was
Miiverse.
good, but bro, it was just too confusing to people. Like, obviously, like we understood what it was and it was cool, but even looking back, like, bro, just the one controller is dumb because if your controller broke, like,
Okay,
you
I
know
see
what I'm
what you're
saying? Like,
saying. Are you saying like, okay, like with Wii U, they technically still tried to hold on to the Wii name and do something different?
yeah,
They still wanted to be Wii. And like Switch
yeah.
2.
Like, because they're like, hey, you can still use the old controllers that you collected, and you can still do this, and it still has the Wii. We're still using the Mii's, and we're still doing, so all it did was get people confused. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like, like they didn't fully commit, and bro, like, they released that thing with Nintendo Land is cool. Like, no one's trying to say Nintendo Land is not cool. But they released it with New Super Mario Bros.
Right.
Because New Super Mario Bros. Sold well, but dude, people did not want New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Like, if it had launched with Mario Wonder, I feel like it would have moved better than just like the same ugly New Super Mario Bros. It didn't launch like it had launched with Breath of the Wild, and if it launched with something, it could have moved, but there was nothing there. So I believe that's one reason why Nintendo pushed the Switch 2 back was because they knew that it needed to launch with some killers like the Switch did.
Yeah. Well,
like, bro,
okay, let's
the
get
Switch's first year, bro, we got Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild in the first freaking year.
Wait a minute. We also got Xenoblade 2.
Yo, I mean, we did get Xenoblade 2. And we got Mario Kart 8, but, like, bro, even saying that, like, bro, that's insane for the first year. That's nuts.
2017 was
like,
crazy.
We got Skyrim too, but I mean, that's an old game, but.
Right. Yo, did we, okay. Oh, yeah, wait. So do you want, okay, let's just go off, yo. All right, what's your first, let's do first party predictions. You think they're gonna, okay, we know that when they show Switch 1 games, they didn't just show launch games, they showed like that whole year, like that was like
Odyssey, first window.
Yeah, because they showed Xenoblade 2 in the very first like Switch trailer. It showed Breath of the Wild, of course, but I think they showed Mario Odyssey in that too, and a bunch of stuff. So, what do you think? Yeah, the first year or so. What are they showing in this presentation? First party.
Bro, they're showing the big hitters that have not been out yet that it's time for them to release. So
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 is their like launch day, like is their Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Metroid. Here's where I feel like they need to launch Metroid with it because I don't think that it'd be smart to just launch Metroid the next month. I almost feel like you need to launch with Metroid and Mario Kart. Everyone's picking up Mario Kart, but I feel like you can maybe get people like, hey, let me get both of these.
Because there's not much on it yet. Like,
but you say there's not much on it yet, but they're gonna launch the new Doom, and I bet you Assassin's Creed will be there. And
well, I'm just saying, like, do you think they should launch Metroid Prime 4 with it because they'll have less on it than to compete?
Yeah, I mean, also like we know Metroid doesn't sell like that, but like every single game on the Switch that traditionally didn't sell well, like Xenoblade and like Fire Emblem outside the 3DS. And like like all of them, like Animal Crossing. I mean, it sold okay. Like, bro, all those sold like gangbusters on the Switch. And I have been telling that to Wave. I was like, all those series that went from like C tier to B tier, like, bro, Xenoblade went from like C tier to like absolute S tier, A tier for Nintendo. And
it went from unknown.
Yeah, and like. It's like a high priority for them now. And same thing with Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. Yo, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo,
can you hear me?
Yeah. What were you saying? Yeah. It went from it went from London. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying like they went from hold on a second. Yeah, I was saying they went from like, C tier to like absolute A tier. And then Animal Crossing them all went from like B to B tier to absolute stratosphere S tier.
Yeah.
Like, bro, no Nintendo franchise changed their stock more than Animal Crossing this gen. And I'm saying Metroid, I don't know if they have that chance to do it because I just don't know if you're just gonna get like non-gamers to play it.
Yeah.
Into that launch window, is Grandma really gonna pick up Metroid for Johnny? Well, not our Johnny, but
Yeah.
So I think they should just launch it in the with the console, but I have a feeling they'll launch it the next month.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Of course, if I was gonna do a next prediction, they're definitely gonna have whatever the heck Nintendo Land 1-2 Switch, the new whatever Nintendo game that basically just shows off what the console does.
Yo, I hope so.
They're gonna have that game, but they did way better with Nintendo Land 1-2 Switch.
Yo, that's what I was gonna say. I hope so because 1-2 Switch, like that packed in, but it was so bad that I feel like it could have hurt the Switch. But Nintendo Land, like, bro, because Nintendo Land didn't do so hot, I don't know if they go Nintendo Land 2. I want them to do Nintendo Land 2, but I just don't see Nintendo Land 2 happening.
Yeah, but you think like go ahead.
Nintendo Land 2 updated with like and Fire Emblem and games in there, like that'd be cool, but
Hey, say that again, you broke up.
Yeah, I said I'd love to see Nintendo Land 2 that has Xenoblade and Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And other series in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd just be tough to see it right now.
Yeah. Well, they gotta have some game to interact with the new gimmick, is what I'm saying.
Yo, you would think, but but the thing is that like Nintendo, because here's the thing, they can't have a Mii Sports or anything, because that would just confuse the casuals. So the casuals would just get confused. So so they have to have something that's very clearly Switch
Yeah, because
2.
even Nintendo Switch Sports, not many people played that.
Yeah. I mean, it did good for what it didn't do anything like Wii Sports. But the problem with Switch Sports is we now live in an era where people can play virtual reality and stuff.
Right.
So, so it doesn't hit the same like when Wii Sports first came out, and there's nothing like it at all.
Okay, bro, I'm gonna say it. I think they're gonna show off the next Mario, 3D Mario, bro.
Yo, 1,000%. Yo, I think they're showing off 3D Mario, and that's the Christmas game.
Yo, what do you think the gimmick is in this new 3D Mario?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said, what do you think the new 3D Mario gimmick is?
Yeah. I was just telling JR Wave. I was like, I pray it's not Odyssey 2.
Bro, yeah, please no.
Yeah, I pray it's not Odyssey 2. Like I
Odyssey
feel like
was good, but I just like when it's a new thing.
yo, that's exactly what I said to Wave and JR. I was like, I said that's exactly with like Galaxy 2 that everyone talks about how great Galaxy 2 is. But I didn't get Galaxy 2 because I was like, I collected 120 stars in Galaxy. I'm done with Galaxy. I'm done. I don't want more of it. I'm just done.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about DLC in general. Where, before we got DLC, like everyone on 360 and PS3 got DLC, and it was like, man, how come we don't get DLC as Nintendo fans? Like, they couldn't do it. But now with DLC, I'm like, bro, by the time you drop DLC, I'm already done with it. I've already put in 300 hours in, and I don't really care anymore. Like a multiplayer game is different because with new characters and stuff. But in a single player game, I'm like, I already played 300 hours of this. I collected everything on the map. I've done everything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done. I don't really care.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that's what Galaxy 2 felt like to me. It was like, hey, we got the world's greatest DLC. And the only time that I felt different was with Tears of the Kingdom, where it feels like the world's greatest DLC, except it did enough. And let's face it was like 7 years since I had Breath of the Wild, so it felt new versus if I was the type of person that played Breath of the Wild every day.
Right.
So like with Odyssey, like, that formula is in a way where they can literally make Odyssey 10 because you're literally just taking them and bringing them to a different world or something. So you can literally make Odyssey 100. It's just a different place every time.
Yeah, you broke up again.
Yo,
okay,
can
you
hear
said
me?
you said that formula is a way where they can make Odyssey 10.
Yeah, I was saying, you can make like Odyssey 100.
Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Right. Yo, you keep getting off. Yo, hello?
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it does say poor connection.
Yeah, that's because I'm driving Skype. But,
yeah, but you said the formula is in a way where they can make Odyssey 10, and then you dropped off.
yeah, I was like, the formula is they can make Odyssey 10 or Odyssey 100 because you're just taking them to different worlds. But, we just want a new gimmick. Like, I don't want Cappy. I just want something new. I want something to like be like, what? I've never seen that before.
Right.
And that's what's always best about a new Mario is just surprising us. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I agree.
Let me get on a tangent real quick. I know some things never change, but that's exactly, bro. That's exactly why I couldn't. Like, I have a PS5. Like, but I have a PS5 and I could buy any game I want on a PS5. Like, easy. But bro, that's why I have not gotten Astro World, because it just looks like everything that Mario has done before. Like, it's not surprising me. It's not.
You said Astro World? You mean Astrobot?
Yeah, Astro World. I think that's. I think
Travis
that's Travis Scott. Yeah. Yo, man. Yo. I'm not going to Astro World either, bro.
Okay, yeah. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, but like with Astrobot, it's like they took a lot of stuff from Mario games that you liked. And you're like, here you go. But to me, as a Mario person, I'm like, bro, I've already played all that stuff before. Yep, the Squid
Right.
Game meme. I played all these games before.
I played these games before.
Yeah, yo, I'm like, so to me, like, it'd be different if someone let me play it and I was like, oh, this is fun. But for me, I'm like, yo, I'm not buying that. It looks just like what I played before. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. That's my only fear for the new Mario game is, are they going to say, hey, this is what Astrobot did. Let's go back to the basics and do this. When I'm like, bro, I don't want that.
I think they've been working on it for a long. I think they've been holding it for a long.
Yeah, but I just don't want them to even think for a second, like, hey, let's go back and do what Astrobot's doing. Like, please no.
Bro,
Like,
the man that won the award literally said, like, thank you, Mario. We got me deal.
you know what I mean? But, like, please no. Like, I don't want that.
I
Like,
know. Yeah.
I'm like, please, man, no.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Like, that's what I'm hoping. Like, I hope the new Mario, like, comes and wows us, man.
Yeah, I think it will, man. I think it will.
Because another thing I was about to say is because, let me not get on a tangent, but the PS5 first party games, they don't do it for me, man.
Yep.
I played. There's not the only PS5 first party game I like is Uncharted. In those games, you could beat fast. Like I bet you could, like, no lie, you could beat the first two games before someone beat Mario Wonder. Those games are short, man.
It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. No, okay. Any predictions for what they're gonna do with Mario? You just want to wait and see.
Bro, I've seen some people say they could do the, like, another tangent time. I've seen people say they're gonna do the tearaway thing, or the, like, how Sonic is like the dimensions type formula.
Yeah.
But my bro, no more. What do you call it? Multi dimensions. No, we're done. I don't want to see that in superhero films, video games. We're done. We're done. That was with the whole era. Like, in 10, 20 years, they're always gonna make memes about our generation of how we needed multiverses all the time. Like, bro, we're done. Like, bro, it better not be a Mario multiverse game. I'll get so mad. Like, I will get mad, man. Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, yo. You dropped again. Yo, you said there's... Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yo, hello?
Yo, I can hear you.
They said they were gonna make fun of us because we needed multi-dimensions all the time.
Yeah, we make fun of stuff in the 80s or the 90s. Yeah. Like, oh, they like to do this, or they like... Bro, they're going to make fun of us in the 10s and the 20s. Still like, oh, they needed their multiverses all the time. Like, that's all they needed. Every single movie was a multiverse movie. Like, bro, we're done. Like, we're not doing that no more.
Yeah, So, well, we'll just leave it and see what happens with Mario. I don't know what Mario could do. They hadn't done, but that's part of the fun. Somebody's cooking up something maybe that's different. Hopefully.
Yo, I've heard people say maybe he'd go to other Nintendo worlds. I'm like, kind of don't like that either, but... like, yo, do I need to see him running around in Hyrule or, like, in Fire Emblem? Like, nah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing the echo, by the way, of myself.
Yo, is it better?
Let me see. Nope. I'm still hearing a robot version of myself coming back in my ear. Yo, but I mean, it's fine. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I'm driving through the Lost Woods, a Zelda reference. Whenever I'm talking to the girl we go through here, I say it's the Lost Woods. And I have to explain to her what the Lost Woods means.
Yeah, when you get home, you can use your headphones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, let me see if I can use my headphones now. Hold up. All right, can you hear me?
Wait. Now I'm even echoing even more, bro. What the heck? Why is it sending the sound back in my ears?
Yo, I don't know.
You don't have me on speaker, right?
You're on the headphones now.
Oh, what the heck? Why is it doing that? Yo. Bro,
Yep.
what the heck? Yo, that doesn't make any sense, man. Why would it send it back in my ear? Hang on a second. Let me try it like this. Let me see this here. Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, we listenable. Back. It wasn't doing that before. It's like, what happened?
It's usually this part of the road that I'm on.
Yeah, but can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that stopped it. Whatever just changed is working now. It's fine. Not coming back. All right. Anyways. Wait, it just came back again. What the heck? Yo, what is going on, bro?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yo, why? All right. Well, we'll just roll with it. Yo, it's fine now. All right. But I think they'll probably have something for the JRPG fans, which I'm going to say is Fire Emblem.
Yo, but when did Fire Emblem come out, though?
Bro, okay. The question is, are we counting that other one that you
Yo,
played?
it was a full-fledged game. Like, I mean, story-wise, not really, no. But I'm still saying, like, I don't know if that was enough time to, unless they have two teams making
No, they
them.
definitely had the B team on that one. They had the B team on that one, man. You're not gonna tell me they didn't have the B team on that one.
Yo, I'm saying, like, I still don't know if they got enough time between the games. Because they also had to work on. I mean, they didn't really have much to do, but like Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna guess it's Fire Emblem, like a new
mainline
game.
When it
Robots. Hang on. Can I see what they did? Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, can you see when Engage came out?
Oh yeah. I'll check it out. Let me see. When did Fire Emblem Engage come out? It came out January in 2023.
Yeah, it's not coming out this year.
No, bro, this is gonna be where we disagree. I think it is because I'm telling you, nobody even knows about that game. Nobody knows or cares about the game, man.
Yeah, it's because they took a big step back, bro. If you played it, they definitely tried to make it the new. They tried to tie all the Fire Emblem games together and do the amiibo. So they had like all the Fire Emblem lords from the old games tied in.
Right.
But bro, it just so they were trying to make it big. They tried. Like, y'all are like, yo, it wasn't big, bro. They literally tried to make it big. I made it. The problem was that the story, like, it was almost, like we said before, that when you try to make a linear story, it's always going to be better. Versus if you make like a non-linear one.
You're saying they tried to make it big, but they didn't even advertise it, man. They never even talked about it.
It's because they knew it, bro. It's because they knew it was bad, man. They knew it was bad.
I don't know.
Bro, it's because it was big, but they knew it was bad.
My idea of it is it was like a spin-off version. Like, it wasn't the main line Fire Emblem.
No, it was 100% the main line. It was just bad. It was just bad.
To me,
the gameplay wise, it was better than the one before it. That's why it's tough for me to play the dog. Engage had way better gameplay, but just everything else about the game is worse. Versus the other one had a better story and everything, but the gameplay is way worse.
Okay, whenever they come out with a new Fire Emblem, what kind of story, or what do you think they're gonna do with it? Let me just say that.
Bro, it's not ready yet for them to do it, but the next story you're gonna have bullet path with what is it called again?
He's gonna have a what?
No, what was the last one? What was that other one called with the Harry Potter one called? Yeah, 3 houses. It's gonna have a split path like 3 houses because they tried the split thing with Fates and that was terrible. But they got it right with the 3 houses one. But they fixed a lot of the problems I had with 3 houses in this one. Like the world was just too big. But bro, here's my thing. I hope that they make the Fire Emblem series like Baldur's Gate 3. Yo, can you hear me?
You mean like? Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah.
Yo, like Baldur's Gate 3, bro. They need to make it like Baldur's Gate 3. Like Baldur's Gate, because like in Fire Emblem and the newer ones, I hate being in the open world. The open world feels like they took 2 seconds at a time. It doesn't feel good. You feel like you're in this cheaply made world.
Yo, hello. Oh no. Hello. Hello. Mic check, brother. Hello. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I could. Yo, say something again.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Brother? I always wanted a brother. Oh, you're muted now. I can see you muted yourself. Don't worry, people. Nortra is coming back. In just a few minutes. We'll do the Jeopardy music till he gets back. All right, well, I won't do that, but we'll be back in sometime in some capacity, guys. This is a classic Roar Nortra